After stops that last 15 to 20 minutes, the Santa train departs for the next location. At every stop, you'll see plenty of little ones ready for a gift.
Did you see Santa Claus?
He's on the train, yeah!
But you'll also notice plenty of grown-ups.
It's just the giving and the loving and them coming out and just donating to people who don't have.
Some who've come with their children and their grandchildren, hoping to give them a gift of something they loved when they were young.
I have came my whole life, and now I love, experience it with my girls.
Long before many of these parents were even born, the Santa train was known mainly to people in and around Kingsport and the small coal communities along the Clinchfield line.
It was meant for the people along the way, and it was recognized and celebrated by a relatively small group of people.
But in the early 1980s, something happened that made this regional tradition the fascination of television viewers nationwide.
If you're having a little trouble getting into the Christmas spirit this year, this might do it. It did it for us. The glimpse of a child's face from a moving train. And then another, awed and expectant. And another. A whole day of children's faces looking up. The children live along the tracks of the Clinchfield Railroad, deep in the folds of the mountains of Virginia. The train they're looking up at is the Santa Special.
In '82, when Charles Kuralt rode the train, he brought it to a national audience, and that's when it really became a big deal,
That reporting led to more reporting, and soon journalists around the world wanted a spot on the train.
Santa's helper back in the train's candy compartment has been making this trip for more years even than that. E.B. Jitney Blankenbeckler remembers seeing children standing barefoot in the snow beside the tracks. You've made a lot of kids happy over the years.
Well, I hope so, yes. But not near as happy as made me and the other fellows, We get a lot out of it. Especially the new men, the first few trips. It's a big emotional experience.
It became literally an international phenomenon. You'd see film crews, media folks from literally all over the country.
One of those journalists was Leanne Hoover.
I was going to write an article for U.S. Airways magazine. Yeah, but it was the who, what, where, when, why, even how of the Santa train.
Leanne Hoover says along the train tracks in Southwest Virginia, she had a clear realization.
I saw parents, actually grandparents, parents, and children who all remembered coming to the Santa train. And I thought, man, there's so much more to this than just the facts.
So much more, she decided to write a book. Specifically, a book for children, with stunning original artwork and a story imagined from her real-life interviews. The Santa train tradition tells the story of the train through the eyes of a family who ventures out in the snow to see it.
My desire was for this little book to give back, just like the train.
For years, Food City sold the books and donated all the profits to the Santa Train Scholarship Fund, which has awarded about $165,000 in scholarships to 34 students since it was created in 1989. International fame, a children's book. For those founding creators, their Santa train dream had evolved into something none of them could have imagined.
Their focus was to do this and do it well so other people could enjoy it. They didn't care who got the credit. They were in it for the right reason.
Something that became crystal clear in that 1982 broadcast.
There they are up ahead every year at every crossing. Martlick, Virginia, Splash Dam, Hayside. Children to whom the Santa Special brought the only Christmas they knew some years, now grown up, bring their children down to listen for the whistle in the distance and watch the gaudy headlight approach and wave to the train with their hearts beating fast and hope for candy or a toy or a doll.
Hi, honey, there's one for you. That's from old Santa. Come on down there and get that. That's from Santa.
So we'll let this be our first present of the season to you. The jingling bell of Clinchfield Locomotive 6006 and the jolly good spirits of grown men playing Santa for a day. And all the children holding their breath and smiling, looking up. Charles Kuralt, CBS News, on the road in Virginia.